Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about a stock that I am thinking of selling, and this video isn't really going to be too much helpful for you guys because normally when I make a video on YouTube I normally try to give out my tips and tricks of what I've learned in the stock market in the past kind of 5-6 years, whereas this video is you might pick up some useful things I guess from this video, but as well as that sometimes I just like making videos because I enjoy talking about it, and sometimes when I talk about a few of these things it actually helps me make a couple of decisions on a few things. And I find that when I start talking about a subject, if I end up feeling that I'm leaning to like one direction, it kind of makes my mind up where I'm like more looking to go with a decision like this. So this stock, like I said, I'm thinking of selling, but I've not really made my decision up. But doing this video does help me, and hopefully as well there's maybe something in the video that is useful for you guys I guess as well. So yeah, I'm thinking about selling the stock at the moment, and selling is really tricky. It's one of the hardest things in the stock market. You know, I'd say the top 3 things for me in the stock market is valuing growth stocks. Valuing growth stocks is so tricky because you're not really, most of the time you don't have any profit to work on, you're probably losing money, you have to justify, okay, how much of a premium do you pay for this, considering like the TAM and everything. I think valuing growth stocks is very, very tricky thing to do. And shout out to a very good food company. Oh my goodness, I said that was a terrible growth stock, and I tell you what, I've had the fanboys come for me for like the last 2 days on that one. But yeah, going back to the video, yeah, growth stocks is very hard to value for sure. I think the next thing as well is like patience and the mindset, to understand the mindset of the stock market. And you know, when stocks are going up to be like, oh, I don't like that, but when stocks are going down to be like, oh yeah, I want to buy that. And also having the mindset of like, oh yeah, I'm making this investment for like the next, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, not for like the next 6 months, because a lot of people say they're going to do that, and then when it gets 6 months in and that stock has either done nothing or has gone down, you'll see a few people go, oh, I'm fed up with this, it's doing nothing, I'm down on it after 6 months. And then you're like, but you said you were holding this for the long term. And I think like that mindset as well is very, you know, hard to get your head around and keep up that mentality as well. So yeah, I guess following growth stocks, having the right mindset and patience is very tricky. And I think the third hardest thing in the stock market is selling at the right time. You know, selling is so tricky because you generally don't know what's going to happen to that stock when you sell it, because it's out of your hands. You know, if you sell a stock, that isn't going to change where the share price is going to go up or go down. There might be a lot more people that come in and buy it, because you can't control what everyone on Wall Street's going to do with their money. You can't control what everyone's looking at buying. It's really out of your control if that stock really carries on going up. It's same if the stock goes down. You can't really control if you've kind of got it near the top and it goes down from there. It's so hard. You don't know what other people are going to do. And it's kind of more of the point of view to sell a stock. You have to kind of look at it and justify, okay, what is the risk to reward here? What are the chances that it does go up? And is there a bigger chance that it goes down from here? Or is there limited upside from here? You know, if I keep my money in this stock, will it kind of flatline? Will it only go up a couple of percent? Will it still go up 50%? And working out that like risk to reward that you have of them sort of things coming into effect. So yeah, trying to decide if this is a good time to sell a stock is so tricky. So first of all, the stock that is in question is Tesla. So the stock that I'm currently thinking of selling is Tesla. I am currently up 40% on this stock, which is very good. First of all, when did I buy this stock? I actually bought this stock in around about March 2021. So this is quite a new investment for me. I've only really been in this stock for half a year, and I really kind of seen, well, when I bought the stock is, and it's funny to see as well, there was a few people that at the time said, oh, what are you buying Tesla for? It's at a crazy valuation. And here we go, we're up 40% on it. And there'll be even people in the comment section now that go, oh, what are you doing selling Tesla? Like, it's funny how many people kind of control what you're doing, but you need to be in charge of your investments, I guess. But yeah, going back to the point of Tesla, yeah, it's Tesla that I'm thinking of selling. I've been in the stock for about 6 months, and I'm currently up about 40% on that position, which isn't too bad. To be up 40% in 6 months is really good going, considering that I think like the S&P's returned probably about 15% in that period of time. So yeah, definitely a stock that's kind of outperforming the market since I bought it. Now, the reason why I'm selling or potentially thinking of selling this company, I've not fully decided yet, is first of all my game plan. So my game plan when I bought Tesla is that when it got round to the $600 mark, I thought, yeah, I can see this, it's a rich valuation, but I can see this putting in about a 20% return for me over the next kind of every year, over a 5-year period. That's 100% return. So I could see 100% return on this company, and I saw that obviously playing out over the next 5 years. Now the problem is that since I bought that stock, in 6 months, I'm already up 40%, which is a lot. And considering I wanted to get a 20% return a year, I'm currently about a year and a half ahead of where I wanted to be on this company. So where I see the company projected, when I kind of put my game plan when I bought the stock, whenever I buy a stock, I put my game plan, where I see it going, what return I want. Tesla, I looked at it and thought I'll get 100% return in the next 5 years. Great EV company in the next few years. And like I said, 20% return per year. Now the problem is I'm up 40% and that's in 6 months. So I'm a year and a half ahead of where I thought I would get to, which is why I'm now considering, okay, do I sell the company? And it comes back to the big question of risk versus reward, because I'm thinking, well, realistically in the next kind of, from here, I see a 60% upside. But that 60% upside is for another 4.5 years. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, selling is hard. The stock might underperform that, the stock might overperform that. A few of you people might be watching this and going, in my opinion, it will return more than that. But I'm just going over what I'm kind of expecting. And that's the big thing, is like looking at this to the risk to reward point of view. And it's definitely a really hard time at the moment, because the reason why the stock's performing very well is because it's been bringing very good news out. Obviously, we've seen the deliveries. Deliveries were absolutely amazing. Because deliveries are absolutely amazing, we're going into Q3 this week. Q3 is forecasting, well, a lot of people are now going, oh, well, if deliveries are really strong, Q3 is going to be really strong. And people think Q3 is going to absolutely smash it, and the hype's kind of lifting the share price up. Now, this is also the very tricky thing about selling it as well, because we are coming up to a big earnings. The problem is that there's a lot of hype going into these earnings, and now there's that much hype in there, potentially that when we actually get to Q3, the stock could actually dip. Same time, earnings are 50-50, it could go up, but just because it's been on such a good run and people have already factored in delivery numbers, we could get to Q3 and they could be like, oh, is that it? And we go down on share price. Now, that's another thing that in the short term, I've just dropped my lid on my pen. That's something that could affect the company going forward, but that's also something that I think has lifted the share price up and got people excited recently. And I guess the big thing when it comes to this is that there's a lot of hype in here because of this in the short term, but as well as that, like I said, for me personally, I look at the risk to reward side of it, and I just look at the valuation it's at on a PE ratio. It's like at 400 right now or something. Price sales ratio, it's near the highest it's ever been. And I just look at the valuation. For me personally, what I worked out on the upside here, do I keep holding this stock for me for like another kind of 5 years on the limited upside kind of point of view? And I guess it comes to the point of view is like where the money goes. So for me, like obviously if I'm going to sell out of Tesla, I've got to consider where I'm going to put that money. Now, I don't want to keep that all in cash, and I look around and it goes to risk versus reward again. Do I look at another company and go, is there another company out there? And I've just knocked the rubber off. This video's not going well. Is there another company out there that I can look at and buy that company instead of Tesla and make more money from that company to invest in, all that stock to invest in? And generally right now, there's definitely one company out there that screams that I can see 100% upside from at current prices. And I could go out there and buy. So for me right now, I'm looking at Tesla and thinking I could sell my Tesla, I could put half of that into another company already, which I think already has probably more upside than Tesla. And that's the risk to reward coming in, that I could move out of Tesla and go into another company which I think will perform better than Tesla, and I'll make more money from that. And that's really the big thing why I'm selling it. If I looked at Tesla and I thought, yeah, I could sell out of it and there's not much upside there, but where am I going to put the money? There's nowhere to put it. Then I probably wouldn't sell it. But the thing is, at the moment, I'm looking around and there is stocks out there that I can buy that I think will outperform Tesla. And that's another thing that I'm kind of considering on the risk to reward side, is that I can probably get a better investment out there. And I know there's a few people that will go, I could hold Tesla for like the next 5 years and it will do well. I agree. I agree Tesla's a good company. I agree that in the next 5 years, Tesla will do well in the long term. The share price will probably be higher than where it is right now. The thing I have is like, how much higher? Because we already have, in my opinion, the gains that I already thought we were going to have in 2 years' time right now. We already have valuation stretched, and then I look at what my risk to reward is here, and at the end of the day, I'm here, you're here, we're all here to make money in the stock market. That's it. You know, I don't want to get caught up and going, oh, you know, I could look at my account and do portfolio reviews, and my portfolio reviews look amazing because every stock's up, and look at this that's up so much, and I could look at my account and go, oh, look at these amazing gains, but I'm not here to do that. I'm here to make money on investments, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are. You know, I don't want to get into that side of it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm here to make money. If I'm here to make money, I've got a stock here that is up 40%, and I think I'm getting a good payday for that, and I can even buy another great opportunity after this straight away. That's what I start thinking about, and that's what I'm thinking. You know, there's never anything wrong with taking money or taking profit in the stock market. You know, that's obviously what I've done for a long time. You know, every single investment I ever sell, really, you know, I've only ever had one stock that I've ever sold at a loss, because at some points I never sell a company that I'm really down on, because I think there's a lot of upside, and then when other stocks start performing amazing, and then that's, you know, I start to get worried. I'm like, okay, is the valuation a little bit stretched? And I look at this one, and yeah, it's getting a little bit stretched. And like I said, it's just one of those that I'm kind of working out what's the upside left in this, and can it go higher? Potentially yes, but it's just working out what are the chances of that happening. And then even so, if I do get that wrong, let's say if I do get it wrong and Tesla still goes up in the next kind of couple of months, couple of years, will I have done okay by moving that money into another stock and going, yeah, I might have missed out on Tesla going up another 20, 30, 40%, but the stock that I reinvested into then outperformed that Tesla stock, because that actually went up 50, 60, 70, 80%. And that's what I've got to also consider. So yeah, it's just a really tricky point, you know. And also, you know, do I get to the point of view and go, Tesla's been on such a good run, there's so much hype in here because of the delivery, there's the Q3 coming up. Do we get to a point of view where we get so much hype build up and the reality check comes in and Tesla drops again? Tesla drops, you know, back down, so I'm only 30% up, 20% up, 10% up, back to being flat, and that can happen. It's already happened twice this year. So I've also got to work out as well, like there's as much chance of this going up as this could give back all these gains straight away, and will I get into a position where I go, I could have sold that crazy valuation out as well, and I should have done, and I would have made that profit, and I could have invested that into a better opportunity. That could happen as well. So like I said, selling is so hard, and this is all these things that I'm kind of considering right now, and this is why I've not made a decision, and this is why I'm making a video on it. Like I said, it's probably not that much useful for you. It's quite good for me. Maybe there's a few things in here that when you go to sell a stock, you go, oh, you know, a couple of things to think about. But that's all the things to kind of like I'm considering right now with selling a stock, and I thought I'd just share that with you guys and my thoughts on it. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about this situation. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, it's one that I'm really considering at the moment. I think I would have to try and make a decision pretty much before earnings, because I think earnings could potentially move it. I mean, earnings could potentially move it down, but it also could move it up as well. So yeah, I think that's also going to play a massive effect on. I think it probably would come to the point that if I didn't sell at earnings and then it got to earnings and it jumped up, then I think that would definitely push me over the edge, which I'm thinking about. But yeah, there's so much things going on anyway. So yeah, apologise that this video probably won't be as useful for you guys, but I think it's useful for me just to share it with you, I guess, and watch this process, and also it helps me as well more than anything as well. So yeah, I hope the video is useful anyway. If you want to hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.